So next up, uh, want to talk to you about Slider Bar. Okay, we've been huge supporters of Slider Bar here. They are a sponsor with what's happening in Bluffton. I personally have done some marketing stuff for them with my company Over Medium Media. We created their website. We do a lot of we do a lot of the social media stuff for them. Just a great family to be associated with. The Palladinos, Jessica, uh, the Pete Jr., Pete Sr., um, the entire Palladino family. Had a chance to sit down with Pete Palladino, who is the head chef, the creative and culinary mastermind behind the Slider Bar sensation that has taken over in Old Town on the promenade. So here is our conversation with Pete Palladino from Slider Bar. We are here at Slider Bar for our latest business spotlight. I'm here with the one and only Pete Palladino. How are you, sir?
Good, good. Yeah, thanks for having me here, Tim.
Absolutely, we're excited. I've been a fan of yours and fan of Slider Bar since y'all put up the sign, and it's really local, fresh, quality. I mean, that's the core for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we thank you for your support. Like Tim's always been here, so really appreciate that. Um, just a few things I wanted to share. Is you kind of hit it right there, like local and quality. It's one of the things I wanted to do in opening this. I wanted to have five-star food at a one-star price, essentially, and just offer different tastes, global tastes. Here in Bluffton, like we've got a great community, but we don't have a lot of diversity in terms of food. So what I want to do is have different tastes, kind of like tapas, where you can go and try stuff globally. So that's why we have like some Asian inspired ones. Like we had a banh mi shroom, which is Vietnamese. We have a Korean chicken. We have some Russian stuff, like a deconstructed pierogies, something we had recently. And so it's all about having those flavors and bringing it here because we're not large enough to have really a single restaurant focused maybe on Russian food because it just wouldn't last. We don't have the draw for it. But something like this, I can have the smaller portions. I can offer those things, rotate them out at specials. Um, and the other thing is, sliders is something I really wanted to do because I've got a problem. When I go to restaurants, I want to order everything on the menu and I just want to try it. So here I was like, how can I do that? Instead of having like a huge burger, I can have something smaller. Even though ours aren't super small, they're actually 3 inches. It's still, it's like the perfect size burger, but it's enough where you could really have two or so. So that's kind of the idea on like why I started and what I wanted to do and my intention here. Um, so, uh, some of the things about us is that, I do focus on making everything from scratch, in-house, and to order, just to keep that quality super high. So what that means is like fries are actually hand cut, soaked for 24 hours, double fried. The pastrami that we do, we partner with Ted Next Door, but we make it here. It takes over 10 days to make it. And then I asked Ted Next Door to smoke it for us. And it's a phenomenal thing. It's kind of fun because what I did is I took something that's New York style, right? But then I turned it a little southern by smoking it. So it's kind of an in-between of what pastrami is and what brisket is. And you get the best of both worlds right there. So
Ted at Bluffton Barbecue, literally right behind us.
Yeah. Yeah, so we like to utilize our neighbors and all work together. But that's what we're about. It's quality from scratch and then to order. So like when you order like a fried chicken, for example, it's not frozen, it's not pre-made, it's actually pounded and cut by us. And when you order it, that's when we batter it, that's when we fry it. So it's the hardest way possible to do everything is what I tell everybody. But because of that, it's the best, it just tastes the best. So that's what we do.
Why does I know this is a weird question, but why does quality mean so much to you? I mean, you could take the shortcut. You could cut some corners on some of the things you do, but you won't do it.
Yeah, those two reasons. One, I'm a health freak, right? So in order for me to eat something, I really want it to be healthy. First of all, I don't want to have added chemicals and stuff like that. It just doesn't make me feel good eating it. And the second thing is you can taste it, right?
Yeah.
So, we've tried more affordable versions just to see if it works, and it doesn't. Like you'll taste it right away. And even like trying stuff pre-made, I've tried to get pre-made products. I try them all the time. The amount of suppliers and people who come in here to try things is a lot, and they're all terrible. Well, in my opinion, I just don't think that they're up to the taste profile that I want. So
you're your
yeah.
own worst critic in terms of
Yeah.
in terms of what you're putting out there, and you just have not compromised on those things that you set out from day one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. It's got to be somewhere that I would want to eat, and this is somewhere I'm proud to say that I want to eat, I'm going to keep it that way. So,
what in terms of when you set out with sliders, you've just constantly been innovating and constantly been adding different tastes. Where does that variety come from in terms of your background, in terms of just wanting to bring so many different tastes into the menu?
absolutely, yeah. Well, it's definitely from my travels, right? So I've traveled all over the world, mostly for fun and just exploring. And in doing so, I've tried all these different tastes. And I'm the kind of guy that when I go to a menu, I want to try something I haven't tried yet. Like I'll see something and I like it. I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna love that, but I'm not gonna get it because I want to get the weird thing. Like I'll get the tongue or the intestine or whatever. It's okay, I don't know what that's about. Let me try it. So it's from the traveling and having these different exposures, and then wanting to share that with other people. So, once I kind of dove into that and got it, I wanted to create it and start making it myself. So I practiced, and then I'd start training with other chefs. And cooking's always just been a hobby of mine. So you asked, like, how do I come up with this stuff? Well, it's one from the travels, and two from training with high-profile chefs, which was just something that I wanted to do throughout my life. Even though I wasn't working in kitchens forever, I started younger, but I got off of that and was doing actually, business stuff and starting other companies. But I was always training with chefs because I like to cook at home. And so, in doing that, I just came up with, these recipes, and I'm going to continue to want to present that to other people and expose that to other people so we can all have fun and be creative, and that's what it's about. It's about high creativity and high profile taste and uniqueness.
I mean, you wouldn't expect to get a beignet at a burger at a slider spot.
Yeah.
You had that on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I was trying my damnedest to get down here. I bet they were amazing.
Yeah, they were great, and that's it. Like there's no limit to what we want to do. And you're right, beignets are amazing. The hot chocolates, for example, were out of this world. Like, so there's a place, and I'm sure some of you have been there, but it's called Angelina's in Paris, right by the Louvre, right? Mm-hmm. It's known to have the best hot chocolate in the world, and it's really, really good. And a friend of mine makes hot chocolate very similar in Chicago, and I wanted to have that here to show people, because once you have this, and it's not everywhere, it changes the game.
It does.
And I've been to
nothing against Swiss Miss, but like this is next level.
It really is. So it's that's something I wanted to work with, and our baker who makes all our desserts in house helped me create this profile that I was really going after, and she just won second in the nation for a cake bosses competition. So Carlos Bake Shop.
Is that Susan?
Susan, yeah, Susan Goodman, yeah. She just got second in the nation, and she helped us recreate those hot chocolates the way that I wanted to in 3 different flavors. So, we've got some really good people to work with that help us, and I'm thankful for it. So shout out Susan Goodman.
The desserts have been amazing.
Yeah,
just and it seems like she has the same mentality that you do. She's always innovating.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have like cheesecake popsicles. We've done those. I'm really big on the pies. That was the big thing. I really wanted to focus on that because when I think the South, I think about pies.
Sure.
So that's something we're always doing. Now we do like key lime pies we're going to bring. We had a strawberry rhubarb. We just had a lot of different ones. The pecan one was amazing. pecan, you might call it. I don't know. So yeah, that's definitely it.
In terms, and you've even brought in some new tastes. You guys have recently renovated the menu a little bit,
Yeah.
and you brought in some hot dogs. You brought in a bratwurst. So talk a little bit about in terms of bringing those sort of mixes to the menu.
Yeah, it's all about just expanding. If you remember when I first started, I actually only had, I think it was 5 things on the menu.
Yeah.
And that's because I wanted to execute in a way where I knew that it would be perfect every single time. And
Do a few things and do them great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that way I could, being a new restaurant, I can keep control on what comes out and make sure it's, perfect. And so we're continually expanding. Now, we're never going to be like the Cheesecake Factory and have a Bible in terms of like what the options are. That's not the goal here, but I do want to make sure that I have enough just for the variety of people. We have vegetarians, so we have options for them. We have vegans, so we have options for them. And then coming from Chicago, like the dog is a huge thing, so I've been wanting to offer that. And now we're getting to the point where we're actually offering quite a bit. And now the mission is to how do you streamline it so it makes it easier and everybody in the kitchen is not pulling their hair out. Because when you do something from scratch in the hardest way possible, a little bit is a lot.
Yes.
And so we've got a lot going back there. And every day, like if you guys come down here, you'll probably hear banging and you're wondering who's getting murdered. It's the potato. We cut the potatoes by hand and they're banging, and or it's the pounding the chicken. It's like, so there's always crazy noises going on. The light bulbs are falling out from the bathroom from all the shaking. For the longest time, we thought we were haunted because I was like, wait, who's stealing the light bulbs? What's going on? There's the potato cutter in the back from all the shaking, but that's part of it.
That's awesome.
But it is about just expanding the menu, coming up with different global tastes, and always rotating them. So there's a butter chicken I've been wanting to put on the menu, so we're going to launch that pretty soon, and we've got some fun things in the pipeline.
That's awesome. Yeah. And we haven't even mentioned the drinks. You've been the same way in terms of you started with a few craft cocktails. You've recently rotated and have a whole new lineup.
Oh yeah, we're always changing the menu, and yeah, thanks for bringing that up because with the cocktails, that's done the same way that we do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So it's from scratch. We make our own syrups, we make our own mixers, we infuse our own liquors. So again, it just speaks quality. I mean, if you have fresh lemon juice versus a bottle lemon juice, it tastes totally different. If you use those real plastic syrups versus making it in house, again, it's so different.
I mean, you might have seen a video online a couple months ago where Pete and his staff were working on a limoncello.
Oh yeah.
How'd that come out?
Oh, excellent.
I bet.
That's our second time making it.
Yeah.
So, and we'll be bringing it back this summer. We'll have a couple different types of adult lemonades. So definitely come and try those. They'll be really good. But that has the limoncello in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've you're got some plans for some interesting things. I see the milkshake machines behind the bar here. So
sure.
Want to talk a little bit about what's on tap?
Nice. Yeah, there you go. All right, so there it is. So we actually are turning into a brewery. So in 2 months we will have we'll have taps. We're partnering with a local brewery who's just starting up. You guys haven't heard of them yet, and I can't release the name just yet. But if you stay tuned, I will definitely you'll definitely know very shortly. So come in and check us out. But it's a new company here, and we're partnering with them, making all of our stuff. So we'll have a whole range and line of beers. The goal is to sell them retail, or maybe even with growlers, and also on site being a tap room. So really good stuff. We've had some samples and tested them out to people, and we're very, very excited. Everyone's very satisfied and loves it. So we're doing that. Also in March, so just coming up, we're doing boozy milkshakes. So it's just something that I've been wanting to do for a while, is offer ice cream. I'm sure like the ice cream game kind of fell off here in Bluffton. You can't really go anywhere now. We got, unfortunately, Joe's is out, Ben & Jerry's is out.
Yeah, when you talk about boozy milkshakes, I mean, Joe's did some amazing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we're planning to just offer some of that too, and We'll start small, like I do. I always start small, make it quality, and then we grow from there. But that'll be in March, and then we'll start doing ice creams also. If you want to come and do scoops of ice cream, or cups, whatever. So we're gonna have that and toppings and lots of variety for you.
What has it been like fitting into the overall food scene? You had a vision
Mm,
for what you wanted to
yeah.
do. What's how's it been in terms of just I was recording we started a food podcast with Nick DeSimone,
Mm,
the Indulgent Islander, and we were talking about that earlier today. Just the variety of tastes that are available just in the promenade, Calhoun Street. Uh, it was Captain Woody's. It was pizza. Uh, Bluffton Room kind of started the whole thing, but now everything from family dining to upscale
mm.
and everything in between. You've got it right here. How's that been kind of fitting into into that mix and finding your own way there?
Well, I think that we're kind of unique in the point that there's no burgers here.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have like the Bluff Room or whatever that offers a burger, but there's no place that offers a variety of them. So that was kind of a nice niche that would definitely draw a crowd, anyways. And there's not really a designated sandwich place per se where you can get those on smaller size buns and then a variety of them. So I think just the angle of being unique kind of opened up a space for us. If I was to open up, say, a fine dining establishment, I think it wouldn't be much harder for us because, let's be honest. When everybody goes out to eat, you don't always want to spend, $40, $50 per person or more than that. Sometimes you want to go and have a casual meal, but you don't want to sacrifice quality for that. Here you can come and you can spend $10 and you can have, a burger and fries. I mean, I don't know where else you could do that. You can get a drink during happy hour for $4, a cocktail. I mean, I don't know where else you could do that. So I think it's just putting in those unique variables here really helped us gain some traffic early on, um, and but we're still growing. We're still learning. I mean, it's been 10 months, and the whole goal is to make you happy, the customers. I mean, that's why I'm here. If there needs to be a pivot, or if you guys want stuff, I need to know so I can change to make everyone happy. But
I feel like you've been very flexible, pliable on that front. It seems like you're listening.
oh yeah,
You're very agile in terms of, and you don't have this rigidity to the taste that you want to put out there.
oh sure. I mean, I don't look at it as my restaurant. It's the public's restaurant, and that's why you come here.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely flexible. I'll mold to whatever you want, and I just hope that you don't mold into something like super fast food because that's something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, we'll work. I'll work with you. I'll make sure it's something you enjoy as much as I do.
You've been, your family is rooted here.
Yeah.
Sisters, your mom and dad. You've been very conscious in terms of that delicate balance between quality and pricing.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about that and how how you walk that tightrope?
Yeah, it's been a little tough, because starting off, I priced things appropriately. I thought where everybody else would kind of price things, and people thought it was too much. So what I started to do is including sides with it, because I originally like a la carte menus, and so that's kind of how I had it set up in the beginning. But it seems that the public here wants meals, so that's where I started to incorporate that. But I didn't change the price. I just started incorporating things so they felt they had a better value. And since I did that, it went away really. So now it's been a lot better. But I think that it's important to say that, I even hate to say it, but our prices aren't much different than a fast food place.
It's true.
We're very much in the same ballpark. But when you look at like the quality that we're putting out and the no antibiotics, the humanely raised, the locally sourced produce when possible, and these type of things, that makes our costs a lot higher. It makes the quality a lot higher, the taste a lot higher, the better for your body, the healthier, And so what I do is I just slim my margins down because it's something that I want to offer people. And luckily, because I'm a mom and pop, I don't have a bunch of franchises. I don't have to do a lot of the things and regulations that maybe other places would, and I can keep a better eye on my staff and make sure that I have one person working than a bunch of people. And these are the things that I try to do to counteract that. But it's just important to know that there is a fine, delicate balance there, and I do my best to keep the price right for the customer while offering the highest quality I can. And can you get something cheaper? Sure. I'm sure you can go get a frozen burger from the grocery store, or even if you went to the dollar menu at McDonald's, you could do that. But you're not getting the same thing. And there is a price for what you pay for, and that's it. And I think that I do a really good job of keeping that affordable while offering the highest products you can get. So that is my goal and aim, and it is a challenge, but I think we've hit it.
I know this is asking you to like pick
Yeah.
between your babies, but like, what is like, you've played so much like a kind of Willy Wonka laboratory with the different dishes. What's been your favorite thing you've created so far?
My favorite thing is probably not the thing that everybody else liked. Okay, so I made a shrimp and fennel one that I thought was amazing. So the reason is because people look at fennel seed, and that's why they're like, oh, fennel seed, licorice, okay. But if you use the fennel bulb, it's not strong; it's a different taste. So, I made it was a shrimp patty. I put fennel seed in it. There was orange peels in it, like orange zest. Some onions, garlic, different spices and stuff. And then I had the fennel fawns, and I deep fried those fennel fawns, put that on top of it. So you have this beautiful green like fawn that's on top with the shrimp and fennel inside of it, and then we put an orange aioli on it as well. And so I thought that was just super unique, super great, and just it was such a different flavor profile.
Yeah.
And again, I like things that are different, so that's why I gravitated to that. But the people who had it loved it.
Loved it.
It was a totally new taste.
I remember it was one of the first ones you created, right? I remember having it. I was like, and I'm not admittedly, I'm not a huge shrimp guy, but the flavor profile was just spectacular.
That was a great one. I'd say the Booby Buddy was a good second. So we sponsored the breast cancer walk here in Bluffton, and we put a burger on for a few months just to generate revenue for them and for the donation. And people loved that burger. They loved it so much we kept it on for a while. And it wasn't really a burger; it was a fried chicken. But we had I took cocktail cherries and I reduced them down with honey and brown sugar and some spices. And so I put that glaze on the fried chicken with a roasted garlic cherry aioli, fresh jalapenos, and then pepper jack cheese. So you have a really spicy and really sweet like chicken, and that was really good.
To die for.
Yeah.
I loved the sliced bratwurst the slider that you had with the beer cheese, and now you've got the full blown boozy bratwurst, like the full bratwurst now. So I lost it on the menu, but I got it back.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, so we're happy to bring that. I mean, originally I was like very focused on how I streamline stuff as much as possible without carrying different buns and all these things, because you want things to be simple, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll just take the bratwurst and I'll make a ball out of it and I'll smash it on a flat top, and that's what we did initially. But now we've brought an actual link, so people can, use that, and that's working just as good. So now that I've learned more inventory control, we're expanding into those areas too. So yeah, we're happy to have that, and the Chicago dog and the Italian sausage. Actually, since you bring it up, a friend of mine is an old world butcher from Pennsylvania. So he, he's Polish, but he always brags about how he used to have a better Italian sausage than the Italians in the area, right? Like all the Italians would come to me and get my sausage. But he's great. He makes kielbasi and everything. So we've been talking. We're going to have him come in, and we're going to start making bratwurst and Italian in-house sausages. And one of the things I wanted to do in the beginning is I wanted to hang the sausages from the ceiling and like dry them out and like sell them like soppressata and prosciutto and all this. Which I don't know if we'll get that far into, but I think we're definitely going to start making them in-house and just see how everybody likes that, because this will be quality German or Italian sausages just done right, and I haven't seen that anywhere here yet. So
you've definitely made the most of the space, man. You've clawed uh, clawed your way to a recognizable level around town, and honestly, it's because of the food. It's because of the quality of the food. Uh, you see review after review, whether you're on Bluffton and Hilton Head Food Experience or Loco Try Eats or any of the foodie spots. Uh, the diehards that are like, I gotta try this new place. I'm not gonna give it anything until I want to see what they're doing. They've all loved it. They've all loved it.
That's great.
But for those who haven't tried it, what's the 30-second elevator pitch? To sell Slider Bar.
Yeah, well, I think I kind of dove into that a little bit, but I would say, everything's made in house from scratch and to order. It's the hardest way possible. So you got to come and try like quality stuff at a good price. And if you like burgers or you like to try different tastes throughout the world, then come and try it because you can have it here locally at Slider Bar and you don't have to travel as much. Now, obviously, if you can travel, go ahead and do it. But here you can have those tastes and you can have those experiences in your backyard. So, try something fresh, try something quality, and try something different.
Kids menu, it's different tastes, but they've got the kids menu. You've got some stuff for the pups.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of everything for every taste. You got a website,
Yep.
sliderbar-bluffton.com,
That's right.
where you can order online from the website. You're also available on DoorDash.
Yeah.
Anything we haven't covered that you want to get out there?
I'd say there is like a zero waste initiative. So there's, I try to be as efficient as possible. So when we have trimmings from brisket, for example, or a pastrami, we make tallow out of it, and that tallow we use for the cooking the burgers and also in other ingredients that we're making stuff in the kitchen. When we have trimmings from our vegetables, we actually take those and compost those. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but we do have a garden at my sister's house, and we grow stuff, and we use that for the kitchen. And scraps from the chicken and other things, we make those into puppy patties and for the dogs and animals that come around here. So it's all about being as efficient as we can too, which definitely just helps. And we try to focus more on, like I said, being a health freak and all that. Turtle safe stuff, like our straws are turtle safe. We have paper goods for to go, which are compostable also. So that's just a secondary, focus that we do.
Would love small businesses. We're here, Low Country Chronicle. We're just trying to push eating local, shopping local. This is a family business, family owned and operated, and I can't stress enough. Come give them a try. You'll be regulars. There's so much on the menu that your mind will kind of the first time you come here, just in terms of the different tastes, like where should I go? But that's all part of being a regular, right? You
Yeah.
try a little bit every visit, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we have some rotating stuff. So we're always trying to come up with something new for everybody to try. And now with the incorporation of all our new beers and boozy milkshakes, I think we'll have more than enough for you to play with.
It's exciting. Come try them on the promenade on State of Mind Street.
Yeah.
Delivers throughout the town, but come in restaurant. They've got a great patio, especially right now with the weather being the way it is. They've got it all heaters and what's the word I'm looking for? Insulated.
Oh, the tarps.
Yeah,
We've got a bunch of tarps
Yeah.
out there with some heaters keeping you guys warm. So we only have maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks left until it's gonna be there. But we got it all there. You're gonna be comfortable. And we have a big bar in the front if you don't want to sit out there. So enough seating to make sure you're comfortable.
Come on down, try it out. Slider Bar down here in Old Town Bluffton on the promenade.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.
Very excited to talk to Pete Palladino. We've been trying to coordinate schedules for a while now. I am a huge fan of Slider Bar, and just want to thank him for making the time. Very exciting things going on there. As he mentioned, they're working on a tap room concept with their own branded beers, and so Always adding new items to the menu. Check them out on social. Check them out at sliderbar.bluffton.com. And I don't know. Tell them Low Country Chronicles sent you. Big fans.